First of all, just want to say thank you, God. Well, I can thank God because the day will come where I'll probably be so much in pain that this is not going to be easy to say. And as awful as things are going to be, I just want to say I'm thankful. Target individual, please understand that you're dignity. You're dignified. We're no longer ourselves, and we're being manipulated day in and day out and rewired in different disgusting, disturbing ways. And there's people who try to create a new version of who we are. None of us are perfect, but just find yourself lucky that these people, you're not those people involved in this program that has done some horrible, awful things, and is still doing that today to not only men, women, and children. And as much as they try to block that out, I'm now letting them live that fantasy. It's to see how people, because of this technology, this technology truly rewires the brain. And in front of me, when they try to play this thing, it's just like finding a way to maintain, coolness, just not be aggressive. Because they have a way to block out so much of the reality of what they're part of. You know, with me having humiliating them by reality. For example, I'm listening to this person interacting with me via V2K. They use these childlike individuals that have like this like boxed in character. And for me, there's gonna be a theater of torture. It's gonna be a theater of torture because it's been just too much validation. That what they do to me is not unique to me. First of all, I know myself, so I don't need to have validation for that. I know it's like this is not normally how I think. But having the level of validation that we have at every freaking level, at every point you can look at it, there's no way that you cannot see obviously that there is a tactic, there is a pattern, there is a process that is almost similar to almost all target individuals. That shows that is one point here they're trying to do. That they're trying to manipulate you, and these tactics they use to break you down that is consistent with so many others. That it will take very much a lot of minimizing of their own intellect, of everybody's intellect, to see like they are not doing anything of that nature, right? These people are not doing anything to people's brain in this fashion. That's what you're saying. These people with this issue doing these things to this person, to that person, to this person, they're not doing anything to make somebody think this way, to have these reactions. They're okay. Day in and day out. Condition. Okay. And they ranked what? Yeah. Look at me again. Then you see this person try to act like it's like, you see, this is what I'm thankful for. I didn't have to do this. And then immediately they're like, no, you're going to be tortured, you're going to be afraid, they're going to do this, they're going to burn you. It's like, I'd rather do all of that. I'd rather die in this horrible ways, in this awful way, in this hell on earth, than having to have lived a life where I had to be this clown. With me, when they try to gaslight me, they sometimes try to pose in this like cool way, like just they have these ways of just like, oh, I'm so normal, I'm so natural. Look at me, I don't care. I know you have all this validation, but look at me, and they start posing in these ways of making themselves like, the way I'm looking, like, see how cool I am. I'm relaxed. It's this. So what? So what? Almost all target individuals saying the same thing. So what? So what? Those DoD agencies are being ranked for this nastiness. So what? So what? This woman is saying this and that and that. So what? So what? This last mass shooting just killed 18 people. Okay, whatever. And I'm looking at them, it's like, imagine I had to live this life. Imagine. Listen, they're not doing that alone. That's what they do this, and this because they've tried to normalize this. With me, I don't let them do that. Let them do that. So what's going to happen with me is just because they had to embarrass themselves. Now they're like, now we are at war. It's like, you're not at war. You're just at war with your conscience. That's perhaps it. You're at war with maintaining character. That's it. So now you so trying to maintain this character that you're telling yourself you're at war because you have to dumb yourself down, because you have to minimize your intellect, because you're way smarter than what you know. I know that these people. Listen, I'm not gonna look at myself like I'm the genius, and then Jesus, they're just like zip. It's like, imagine this is like there's like a volume button for intellect, like for their own. That's what they do. They turn all the way down, minimize all sense of logicalness and rationality all the way. It's like when you put the volume all the way down, and they go into retardation mode. Then when it's time to just talk about regular non-target individual stuff, turn back on to normal. And now you see, okay, like, you see, I know what you're doing. So for me, is to understand this. The reason why they're turning off rationality is because they try to gaslight me. But also, I think it's a coping mechanism. I mean, they truly go all the way. Oh, I'm like, wow. 2 seconds ago, you were going through this like presentation about these things and showing me how you can create these graphs in this nice ways, and all of a sudden, and you're like, oh my gosh, full on retardation. Like, when I mean that is just like they are no longer they like turning off intellect or minimizing it as if they are mentally handicapped. It's like a button, boop, shoop, it goes down. And I was like, I understand. It's because you compromised. But you enjoyed this. I understand why they enjoyed it. And they try to find whatever they can to hold on to make themselves believe that what are you part of is some of the most disturbing things, the atrocities you're involved in now. It's things that, this is what you hear in like human rights, wars against humanity type of stuff. That's what they're involved in. Imagine being involved in a program where they do just the most crazy atrocities to even children. And to women, oh my gosh. It's like, now we pay for this. I was like, oh my gosh, program that is out here doing so much horrible things to women. So much horrible. And it's not almost no escapability. Majority of target individuals are there for a long time. For decades and decades and decades. Many have died in this program. This is crazy. And you're like, oh, and you want me to just ignore this little fact? And then pretend that you care? Oh, trash. It's just an opportunist, because I know what this is really about. I truly know. Well, I understand the concept of what this is about. It's about the future of cognitive technology. They need to do those horrible things to us to get the results. To improve this technology that already can do so much to you. This is the process of getting the result they want. To be able to control human beings in this way, manipulations. It's extremely intoxicating. I can only imagine the ability to control a human being completely. I'm not talking about like, hey, do this because you're scared of me. No. I'm talking about like that person thinks that he's doing it or she's doing it because she wants to do it. It's basically saying like, I'm a god. I can control this human being. Literally. I'm not talking about, hey, go there, do that, this. No. I mean, I can make that person want to go drink